Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing on this rainy, cold, real chilly evening? It's about 8:23 p.m. And I just got back, believe it or not, I had a glare, y'all, sorry about that. But I just got back from my appointment that I had at the Smilo radiology. I went to radiology because my doctor had wanted me to get he wanted me to get a CT scan on my chest and my abdomen. They put you in that thing and first of all, they stick you with a needle like they've been knowing you all your life, and they put a IV or whatever in there. That lady said, I didn't look. I was looking that way. She was working over here. She was working on my right arm, but I was turned over here to, no, she was working on my left arm, and I was looking towards my right. I said, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. But I took a sneak peek one time to see what was really going on over there. And she kept talking about, did I feel something? No, I don't feel nothing, lady. Leave me alone while I'm quiet. You know what I mean? And so anyway, the appointment itself didn't take long. What took a while, what took the time? The time was the waiting, not the appointment itself, because once she called in there, which was a long walk, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it down that long, forever hallway, no ending, this hallway didn't end. I told that lady, I said, I should have rode my scooter. And if I had known all that was going to be going on, I would have taken my scooter because, I took my ride. My ride picked me up around 5:30, which I got back home about an hour ago. And, Lord, I'm sorry. I hate to even show y'all this. But these are the ruins of my dinner. Let's see, that's some green, I think you could see it, I don't know. I got the camera turned upside down. Green beans, and that was some spare ribs. And that's a baked sweet potato. That baked sweet potato was good. But where I got this dinner from, all except the green beans. The beans, I'm guilty of that. Cooking those green beans a couple of days ago. Yesterday, I think, maybe yesterday or day before. Last night, I was out last night also. Because my daughter had called me. I had mentioned to her, why don't she have a dinner or something like that for her dad? And I didn't know that she was having one, but she said she had sent me a text. But she had texted me, and I don't always check my phone. I don't live and sleep, eat, and whatever. My phone by my side, like, it's a part of me. I'm not like that. Because I have, like I said before, I have a house phone, and I have two cell phones. I don't be walking, my mind ain't on no phone all the time like that. But anyway, I had went to sleep. And as a matter of fact, I'm glad she called me because I had put in for, I'm all over the place, y'all. I had put in for a medication from my doctor's office, which is my heart medication. And I had no refills on them. I said, well, I don't have any more. This is my last one. And so I had put into my chart a request for my doctor to, refill it. But I didn't check with the pharmacy all day. I had the audacity to go to sleep and slept, I tell you, for about 3 hours. I slept a long time, I can tell you that, because I had been up all night the night. Well, not all night, but on and off. That's the way I roll. I can't sleep. I'm up and down all night. And so when my daughter had called me on my house phone, it was about 4:30. The pharmacy name pops up on my phone. Never happened before like that, y'all. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, when she called, not her name popped up. The pharmacy name popped up. Obviously, they had been trying to deliver the prescription for me, that I so, really, really needed. But I slept, and I was, been doing all the sleeping. I missed everything. And so she asked me, was I going to go to the dinner? Well, what dinner? I said, I didn't know anything about it. And she said, that's what she told me. She had sent the text. Well, what time? She said, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock? It's already 4:30. How am I going to be ready at 6 o'clock? Plus, I had noodles on the stove boiling because I was starving after I had gone to sleep. I slept about, like I said, about 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours. It was a long, long nap. And I had to have something. I wanted something quick, fast, and in a hurry. And Raymond noodles is always up there in the cabinet. I bought the box just in case, the apocalypse. Well, you know that word. I ain't gonna talk about that word. But anyhow, after she said, well, okay, bye. Like she had some kind of, I don't know, attitude-ish. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's nothing new, okay? And this is all the time, so, it's no surprise to me. And so, my I decided, okay, I'm going to call the pharmacy and see if they had been trying to get in touch with me. Because now it's getting later, and I know that the pharmacy closed. I think they closed, I don't know if it's 5 or 6. But either way you slice it, it was getting, towards closing time. And it's raining outside. Don't forget, we've had rain on and off ever since Hurricane Ian. The rain has not ceased. It would stop a while, start a while, stop, start, pour down, stop, whoa, windy. It was really like we had some kind of tropical. I guess I can throw this away because I have no intention of eating the rest of that. But that sweet potato, I might just get a little bit more from that bad boy. That bad boy was good. I had it. This is what I had when I came home. I'm jumping ahead of myself, y'all. But anyway, so I called the pharmacy, and so he had to go and check, and he says, let him see. And I said, well, I had talked to you yesterday, and I said, I told you I was completely out. I said, and this is a heart medication that I take. And so he told me to hold on. And he went and checked to see. And lo and behold, he says the driver had tried to, the delivery driver had tried to contact me, but he didn't get no answer. I said, I said I was asleep. Not that he cared about my being asleep. And then he says, yes, I have the prescription here. I said, okay. I said, you got it. I'm going to come get it. And so I hurried up, threw me some clothes on, jumped on the old buzz around, even though it was raining, but it wasn't raining real hard. It was more like a drizzle, didn't even get me wet, really. But it was drizzling, a chilly drizzle, the kind that you probably just want to snuggle up with an old boy or something, And so I went and picked it up. That only took me a couple of minutes, because I live, like I said before, right down maybe a couple of blocks down the road a piece from where I live. And so by the time I get back home, I had already made my Raymond noodles. It was cooling because I stopped. The whole show stopped when I found out my pharmacy had my medication because I did not want to be without that. And have my heart start racing and carrying on and, acting crazy. So everything stopped. And so by the time I got back to the house, here comes my granddaughter calling me. I don't know if my daughter told her that I wasn't coming, but she called, coming to the dinner. Let me make sure you know what I'm talking about. And so my granddaughter, why you not going, Grandma? I said, well, I had to go explaining to her why I wasn't going to go. I overslept. I'm not dressed. I said, are you going? And she says, yeah. And then she says she had to go home, take a shower, pick up the twins from school because the twins were still in school. It's almost getting on towards 5 o'clock now. And she has to pick the twins up before 5 because they stay in school like all day while she's working or doing something, whatever she does. And so I said, well, can you pick? I said, who's going with you? You know, because she has 2 other children and plus, you know, her husband or a significant other. And I said, well, how many children are going? She said, I'm just going to take the oldest 2. I'm not taking the twins. I said, well, can you come by and pick me up? And she said, yeah, she can come pick me up. All she got to do, she says, take a shower. I said, well, okay. I put my noodles on. I took a spoonful of noodles real quick. They tasted like crap because by this time they done swole up. What's wet on me? Something that's wet. I'm sloppy. Oh, my God. It must be some dribblings from the green beans. I don't know. But anyway, but these are my pajama pants. Anyway, so I could just throw them in the wash machine. And so I told her, yeah, which I knew right away she wasn't going to be on time. She never, now that's one that ain't never on time. I mean, for nothing. I can be having dinner and make sure everybody's here by such and such a time. She'll be here, she says, you know. I told her how to do it because I had, you know, a whole lot of kids too at one time. At one time, I had my 4 girls at home all at the same time. But we managed to get from point A to point B most of the time, you know, but she ain't never ready. But anyway, so she said she had to take a shower and that was it. Pick the kids up from school, that was it. And that was on the way home because she lived almost like right across this watch is bothering my arm. She lived right across the way from, look at that. Right across the way from it's wedding. I don't know why my watch is acting like that today. I might have had it too tight. And so I said, okay, pick me up. By this time, no, not by this time, I sat down. I ate some of them terrible noodles, but I figured I'm going to the dinner anyway. As a matter of fact, we was going to the Longhorn Steakhouse. And I hurried up, got myself together, put on my little, whatever it was, what did I wear? These leopard pants or whatever. I put on my little leopard pants. And I'm sitting here waiting for my granddaughter now. It's getting on about 5:30. Still waiting for my granddaughter. 5:35. I'm waiting for my granddaughter. About 5:20. I think maybe my son called me about 5:25 and asked me, was I going? I said, yeah. I said, I'm waiting on Tara. I said, are you going? And he says, yeah. I said, well, who's going with you? He says, nobody but me. Now, my son lives maybe 5 minutes from me, around the corner from me, around the corner and over the bend, whatever, from me. And I said, well, maybe I should go with you then, because she's not here. She claimed that she was on her way. Matter of fact, I tried to call her. She didn't answer her phone. So my son said, okay, so I'll be right over there. I said, okay, I'm going to call her back. I called her back. She doesn't answer her phone. I called her a couple of times. So finally she answers the phone, and she says, well, I'm sitting here. I'm debating whether to bring all the twins and the other 2. I said, well, you don't have to pick me up. I said, that's okay. My son's going to pick me up. Woo. So that was the end of that story. And so me and my son jumps in the car, and he's playing The Temptations, honey. You're my everything. And, you know, he said he was playing that for me. And believe me, that lifted my spirits. We played The Temptations. It must have been an album because all the good old songs that I have, I got the album myself, the whole thing, my own self. You know, in my little collection from back in the day. That's right. I was in there. And Temptation was my favorite group. You know, above and beyond the 4 Tops. The 4 Tops was a here and there, hitting there, you know, like Shotgun. Yeah, hey, I ain't going all the way there, y'all. I ain't trying to reminisce my childhood, which really that was in my young adulthood. But I still love my oldies sometimes, right on today. And so we pulls up to Longhorn, and guess who is not there yet? But my daughter pulls up before we even could get parked. I said I knew she was going to be the first, her and her son. I knew she was going to be the first one here. And so, and she said, I thought you said you wasn't coming. She said, I said, no, I talked to Tara and whatnot. Well, I guess Tara convinced you to come, being sarcastic that she was. But I ain't had to say all that, but I had to throw that in there, y'all. So we went to Longhorn, and that's where I got my today's dinner from. I had to go through all that to tell you where I got this delicious dinner. Because while I was there, I did not eat. I ordered baby back ribs at a rack, half a rack, not a whole rack, half a rack of ribs. And that sweet potato. I had some mashed potatoes too, but they weren't that great, so I just discarded them. They in the garbage by now. I think I threw them in the garbage. And I had some kind of Shirley Temple Shirley Temple drink. No dessert. The birthday guy, he's the only one. Speaking of, he's my ex-husband. Let me put it to you like that. My children's dad is my ex-husband. He had what was I getting ready to say? Oh, he's the only one that had the dessert. Nobody else had dessert. Matter of fact, we were there for a couple hours, eating, talking loud, and you know how it is when you get full, your stomach is full. Everybody shared everybody's food, taste this, taste that, taste the third. It was nice. I was glad to get out of the house. But the only thing, it was raining. And so after 2 hours, of course, my son, he's ready to go now. He's ate, he's got his belly full. And the people came out and sang whatever it was they sang. It wasn't a happy birthday, it was something else. The waitresses, and they came over and sang to the birthday guy. I said, wow. Now, we were there last year for my oldest daughter's birthday. Ain't nobody come and sing. We had to sing ourselves. We did the happy birthday. We did that ourselves. What they was talking about, I don't know. I ain't never heard that before. But anyway, I enjoyed myself. And then I came back home, and I was tired. I was still tired. I wanted to go to sleep some more. So I played me a couple of games of Scrabble, and that was it, y'all. And then today I had to go to the doctor. Like I said, let's get back to this doctor thing. This is, appointment. It wasn't really a doctor. I had to see the radiologist. Go to the radiology department where they put you in this big round thing like so and lay you on a slab about that wide. I don't know why they do that. I guess it's because you're big wide, but your body got to go slide up in there, and then they tell you to hold your breath. Well, something recording in there, it says, hold your breath or something. And then it says, breathe. So you're supposed to do whatever this thing is telling you to do, that's what you do. If anybody's ever had one. I had one before, but I forgot what it was called. It's a CT scan, a CAT scan of my chest and my stomach, which I didn't know what that lady was doing. Once she had that IV hooked up, I was done. I was ready for my nap again. And I think if I had laid there long enough, it would have been, let's see you when I wake up, nurse, doctor, whatever you are. But anyway, I wasn't in there even 5 minutes, probably 10, I'll say 10 minute max. And then I was out of there. The rest of my time I spent waiting in the waiting room for my ride to pick me up, because I had about maybe a half an hour wait after, my visit with the radiologist. But anyway, y'all, that's what I've been up to. I didn't get the results yet. But when I get the results, I'll let you know. I will share it with you. I'm keeping nothing, I'm leaving nothing to the imagination about my life at this point. So stay tuned for the results of the CAT scan. Wow. I go with love.